Yes, my friends, and welcome back to the Jon Mahon Show, powered as always by Forever Loud.
Forever-loud.com.
Hell
.com.
.com.
What did I say? www.
www.fore. Welcome to the show, my friends. Thank you so much for joining us a little later in the week than we usually do.
I thought you were going to say a little later. It's only 2 minutes past 7.
Yeah, no, we aren't that tardy in terms of time today. We are tardy in terms of our regular day of the week because we were meant to be running on Monday, but today worked better for all parties involved, so we're doing a Wednesday show.
Yeah, and what a party it is.
It's a big old party because we are going to be joined in about 13 minutes time by a man who is responsible for putting on one of the biggest parties in the calendar for 2024 as far as rock music fans are concerned. Download Festival.
Yeah. Good old Cam.
Yeah.
Legend in the industry.
Yeah. Huge legend.
He's been around. He's been around. That sounds bad. He's been around the block though. No, he's been doing it for a long time.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask him about it as well, but he is responsible for quite a few shows I went to as a wee teenager.
Yeah. Started, I do believe, up north.
Up in Manchester.
Yeah.
Manny on the map.
Which I'm interested to talk about the difference between starting your music industry journey somewhere outside of London, because I mean it's very similar for myself. Began in Birmingham, when you're actually removed from where the center of the industry is, which is London. Like the whole music industry for the UK is based in London.
I'm pretty sure, I'm not entirely sure, but I feel like he still lives in Manchester.
I think he does as well.
Yeah.
I've seen going to a lot of Manchester shows.
Yeah, he just commutes every day.
Yeah.
It's a 4-hour drive.
Hardest working man in the room. Well, we will be chatting to Cam from Live Nation and Download Festival in about 12 minutes time. And then in hour 2 of today's show, there's a little bit of music news kicking around. There's not a lot. It's still that weird start of the year kind of time where bands are kind of coming out of hibernation.
Got some cryptic 21 Pilots news.
Yeah, which
Cryptic.
Which will break down color schemes and billboards and letters.
I don't think we're going to be able to make any sense of it.
Not
really,
at all. No.
without knowing all the lore.
Yeah. There's a lot of canon in the 21 Pilots.
I would have
story.
thought you'd know it. You'd know it.
I've tried. I've really, really tried. It's complex. It's storytelling. It's names. It's dates. It's locations.
Because I watched a YouTube video once about like one of like the storylines, and it is very conceptual. There's like cults involved and like I don't know, lots of imagery.
Yeah. Like it started on the Blurry Face record with the bishops and like the city, and then the album artwork turned out to mean something as well in terms of like a structure for the city, and then Trench was where they really explored it.
I love all that, but I don't know. I don't understand it.
Yeah, the 21 Pilots cinematic universe.
It's like Sleep Token. They've got so much
lore,
lore, because they've got bit like Easter eggs in their songs from with like lyrics from like throwback to other songs, and like, which is great. But I don't entirely understand it. At times. Because sometimes I'm like, oh, that must mean something. I don't know what it means.
Did you see the thing about when you layer all their album artworks over the top of each other?
No.
Oh, bro. Right. So,
do you reckon it's intentional or just
happy
coincidence?
I don't know, but this was shown to me by Andy from the Heavy Music Awards.
And when you rearrange the letters to all their albums, it says, "Hello, my name's Vessel.
Je suis Vessel." Right. So, check this out. If you're listening on the podcast, this won't make any sense. But if you Google Sleep Token albums layered over each other, which one's that? Is it
down, full screen? One that says full screen.
That one?
That one.
That one. Right. Here we go. Look at us being a professional show. So when you layer all three of the current albums over the top of each other, Sundowning, This Place Will Become Your Tomb, and Take Me Back to Eden, that's what it looks like.
Like, that is cool. But, like, is that intentional? Or
Yes.
is it just
And I'll tell you why. Because the earth from Take Me Back to Eden fits perfectly the water bubbles from This Place Will Become Your Tomb.
It does.
So it's got to be intentional. And apparently it lines up with all four of the elements as well: earth, wind, fire, and water.
Yeah,
so
like This Place Will Become Your Tomb was a whole
water,
like ocean. Yeah,
yeah,
depths.
And then Sundowning is wind. That Take Me Back to Eden is earth, meaning the next album is going to be fire, which makes sense
Figuratively and literally.
Which makes sense when you look at the Teeth of God tour poster, because that is a motherfucking dragon. Come on, just give me the goddamn image. Oh, there we go. Right, yeah,
That is a goddamn.
that's a goddamn dragon. So
if I ever saw one.
So, how perfectly does that line up, though? Which is mad. Yeah, shout out to Andy from the Heavy Music Awards who showed me this. But I genuinely can't believe that yeah, when you line up all of the albums so far over the top of each other, because yeah, dude, it's got to be intentional. Because look, like that's the symbols from Take Me Back to Eden, and they do like the fucking diametrics.
Yeah, do you reckon he's just had the whole thing planned out for years? He must have done. I mean, if the first album was 2019,
I think,
or maybe they're just like, we want this new album to fit with the past album.
Yeah, I think it might have happened post Sundowning. I think Sundowning was probably where they realized they could do this, and then using that album artwork from Sundowning, they were like, cool, that's our foundation. We'll build everything around this. So once they came to that realization, it's cool, This Place Will Become Your Tomb. We'll water that one up, and then we'll make sure that the bubbles from that fit inside. Yeah, it's genius.
Isn't Sundowning like it's like a condition of something to do with sleep?
Is it?
So I guess the deity sleep is what the whole band's about.
Damn.
But sundowning is like an actual condition that some people have when they go to sleep. Damn. But I can't remember what it is.
Sleep token lore.
But yeah, love a bit of lore that I don't understand.
Yeah,
maybe it's not that I don't understand. I just haven't put in the
research
hours. But I don't think anyone really knows. I think there's a whole Reddit.
Yeah,
people like putting their interpretations forward.
But then I guess because firstly the band don't do interviews.
Yeah.
So you've got no real word. But then secondly, they didn't do a single music video for the last record, and usually music videos is where you get your lore from. That's what 21 Pilots did, especially with Trench. When you look at music videos for Jumpsuit and Levitate, I do believe, were the two ones where they snuck in quite a bit of lore on that one.
Yeah. Jumpsuit definitely. We had the people like holding the...
Yeah, and Easter's Up. I'm careless when I hear Easter's Up. What tune is that? Easter's Up. People don't control us.
That was one of the things. I'm going to butcher it, but apparently Easter's Up
is the way to get out of the city.
Way to get out of the city.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which... I don't know what city.
Dima. Dima's the name of the city.
So there was a thing when they won an award and Tyler wasn't there.
Yeah.
And Josh came on the stage and he said, "Oh, sorry, Josh is being held by Dima."
Yeah.
And then cheers.
Yeah. And it's like, that's enough for people to then go down a rabbit hole of like, oh, what does this mean? Yeah. And it's even to the point where... Oh, one sec. Beyond Gorilla said Easter's Up is Jumpsuit. It's not Jumpsuit. It's the song that begins Easter's Up. Dima can control. Oh, this is gonna bug me. Dima, I can see the... One second. Let me pull up the track listing for Trench, because this is gonna do my head in until I remember what it is. It's not Levitate.
Was it the one when he...
Nico and the Niners. Nico and the Niners. Yeah, Nico is the name of one of the bishops, I do believe.
and the
Nico and the Nine Bishops.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
thought he was referencing
Electric
the,
Callboy.
no, the what, San Francisco
Oh, the San Francisco 49ers.
49ers. I'm a football fan now.
Yeah.
I'm American football fan.
Dima's actually just San Francisco that people are trying to escape.
Yeah, just got to go east.
Yeah.
Although east, no, it would, yeah, because it's on the west coast. So if you go east,
Yeah.
you get out of San
Yeah.
Francisco.
Yeah, there we go. Just go to New York where you're safe.
Go across the old Golden Gate Bridge. Don't worry about it.
As long as it's not been destroyed by magnetic.
Did you see? This is going to be we're just chatting 21 Pilots now. Did you see? Josh and his wife Debbie Ryan did a house tour.
No.
Their house is insane. Every room is like pretty much like unique. They just had like artists come in and do loads of shit. He's got his own studio. He's got his own drum room with like loads of crazy shit on the wall. It's amazing.
Do you know what? I think I haven't seen the tour, but I think I've seen a sneak peek of that because in the music video for Level of Concern, which they recorded during the pandemic, he had like loads of crazy, like neon glow in the darky kind of stuff in his drum room. And I was like, that's probably just a room inside your house, isn't it?
Yeah. Although that music video, like, it made them seem like they lived next door to each other in these little houses.
Yeah.
Josh doesn't live in a tiny house. He lives in some massive fucking thing. Joey, he lives pretty much like in the middle of nowhere.
That doesn't surprise me. I don't know if Tyler still lives in Ohio or whether he's moved.
Ohio?
Because
Where's that? Cleveland.
No, Ohio's the state. So
Ohio's the state.
Yeah,
Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah, but pilots are from Columbus.
Yeah.
But I don't know whether they still live in Ohio. But I know he's a massive American football guy. Like he's a big college football guy.
It's weird that college football's so big.
Dude,
Like imagine going to see, I don't know, Leeds Uni play football.
yeah, that's literally, but like 60, 70,
but
80,000 people turn up
But
to
it's
see
sold
it.
out, yeah.
Yeah, it's like the college football like money structure in terms of how much those games must bring in for the universities has got to be insane because some of the college games get bigger numbers than the actual NFL teams.
Do they get paid?
That's a big thing that's been talked about. So they've got these things called NIL deals, which I don't know what NIL stands for, but it's a new thing where basically famous college athletes can actually earn sometimes more than rookies in the NFL can. So loads of college kids are trying to stay in college because they're like, I can earn more money here than going to the NFL.
Oh, yeah, aren't you in your mid-20s? No?
But yeah, some of them literally stay until like 27, 28 years old. But anyway, my friends, away from college football and on to our guest for today's show. Please show a lot of love and appreciation for Cam Hack from Live Nation and Download Festival.
Hello.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Yeah, good, thanks. How are you?
You're wearing download merch as well.
Yeah, I thought I'd dress for the occasion.
Bloody suck up this guy, isn't he?
It's a solid t-shirt though. Like last year's had a very good logo on it, so I thought I'd rep the brand.
Very metal.
Let's go. How you doing, man?
Yeah, all good, man. It's been a crazy week, but yeah, I'm all good.
What's been going on this week for you?
Just getting everything in line for our next announcement for download. So hopefully that should be coming up soon.
Ooh, interesting.
I thought the lineup was pretty much there. Is there more to be announced?
A couple more bands. It's not loads, but a couple more.
Interesting. Well, we won't try and sneak anything out of you too early, but
Some of them.
I have had a theory that Avril Lavigne could be a secret one because she's got some dates around. She's doing the European festival circuit.
I mean, we did look at trying getting Avril this year. I'll be honest with you.
So that's a no, John.
Damn. Well, at least you tried.
Unfortunately, it didn't happen. Yeah. I mean, who knows? Teacher would love to have Avril.
Hell yeah. I mean, on that note, I mean, it kicks us off very nicely into this year's Download Festival lineup. I mean, Avril isn't a million miles away from Busted, who headlining the Avalanche stage on Friday night. I mean, what a booking. Like we said on the show a couple of weeks ago that Busted is such a gateway band for people. I wouldn't be doing this job if it wasn't for a band like Busted getting me into guitar-based music. So what was a conversation like around booking a band like Busted, who obviously people do associate more with the commercial side than the rock side?
Bizarrely enough, it came about like end of last year, we were at the Rolling Stone Awards, the download booking team, like Andy, myself, Jenny, and Danica were there, and Busted were on the table next to us, and they came. Andy knows Matt and Charlie, and they came over to say hi, and they started talking about Download, and they said, "Oh, it's a festival we've always wanted to play," and then we just got talking. We're like, "Yeah, we'd love to have Busted play Download," and yeah, next day we got an email off their agent saying, "Let's make this happen."
That's
And
amazing.
like that's basically what happened. They're like, it was just a random meeting with the guys, and yeah, next thing we know, we have them on Download Festival.
I love that they shot their. What was
They
it called?
they shot their shot. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
their
Well,
shot.
Charlie's obviously a big rock fan, and
Well, Fightstar
been
played
before,
many
so
times.
yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's really excited to have them on the festival. It's, I mean, I guarantee you won't be able to get in that tent unless you're there like super early. It's
Yeah.
going to be crazy.
Oh, 100%. We said that a couple of weeks ago on the show. Like, unless you're there for at the very least Wheatus, maybe even Vacovi, just to play it safe, like, there's not a chance of getting into that tent.
Yeah, I mean, like the response we had the minute we announced them for Download was insane. Like our ticket sales went crazy as well. Like people were like, I mean, you got to say, you can imagine like their last tour was like one of the biggest arena tours
Yeah.
last year in the UK. It was huge. So, and again, like you said, they were a gateway band for a lot of people to rock music. And people don't, I think people underestimate that as well. Like what a nostalgia thing it is for Busted to be playing like Download or something like that. So yeah, it's going to be really exciting.
Oh,
Was like
100%.
they did the secret set of
Slam Dunk,
didn't
yeah.
they? Yeah, and like people went
Which
nuts
was
for that.
mental as well. That was absolutely insane.
Yeah, I can't. And imagine like the fans that go to Slam Dunk are probably going to do that Download as well. So it's not like it's the weirdest booking.
No, not in the slightest. And especially Busted moving a needle in terms of ticket sales for Download Festival. That's something that you love to see. And it obviously means that in the future, someone like Avril isn't a million miles away.
No, not at all. I mean, like I said, I would love to have Avril play Download. Like I think it's a no-brainer for us to have Avril. I mean, we that's ideally what we were trying to get. Like this year was trying to get Avril to play the Fall Out Boy Day, but unfortunately it didn't work. So
Imagine. That would have been ridiculous.
yeah, it would have been amazing.
I mean, you've done an amazing job on that Saturday, though, on the main stage. Like we've been saying, that Saturday looks so much fun with Fall Out Boy headline, and then you got the Offspring, Shikari, Baby Metal on that day as well.
Yeah, it's the Saturday is stacked. We're really excited. Well, we're really pleased how that's turned out. And then yeah, even on the second stage, I can't wait for Pantera While She Sleeps. Like that's going
Bad
to be amazing
Omens.
as well. Bad Omens, yeah, Bad Omens on a Friday. That's
Yeah.
It's going to be an interesting one going from High Long into, well, from Mr. Bungle into High Long. It's a bit of a wild ride, but yeah, I can't wait for that as well.
And it was just watching those fans meet in the middle as they're going
Yeah,
to
yeah,
different stuff.
it's going to be interesting.
We'll pick up Download 24 again in just a second, but for people watching right now who might not know of how you've ended up in this job, like what's your story been like in the music industry? What's led you to positions like this?
So I started off as a local promoter in Manchester. I basically started off doing, like, this is about 20 years ago now, just doing box office, local punk rock and hardcore shows. Then the person who I was working with, like, brought me into their booking team, and I started booking my own shows with them. And then what started off as basically a hobby got out of control, and I was booking like nearly 300 shows a year on my own.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was crazy. And then weirdly enough, the Live Nation Download thing came about from Andy Coppings, like sliding into my DMs on Instagram and asking if I wanted a job at Live Nation.
That's amazing.
The bizarre thing is I'd never actually met Andy properly before that, and I thought someone was catfishing me. So,
Isn't there a fake Andy Copping out there?
Isn't it like
Yeah,
angry?
Angry
Copping?
Copping, yeah.
Copping.
and we still don't know who that is. Like Andy protests that it's not him. Some of the stuff is very close to the bone. I'm like, is this Andy?
Like it's someone in. It's like an inside job.
Yeah, someone's got the inside knowledge. It's someone that's close to him. I know that. I'm sure of that.
Well, it's
But,
thankful that the actual Andy Copping reached out.
Yeah, slid in your DMs.
Yeah, the actual Andy Copping slid into my DMs and yeah, basically offered me a job. So yeah, that's how it came about.
Well, I was
And,
saying
That was 7 or 8 years ago now. So yeah, still
I was saying just before you came on, you are responsible for quite a few of the shows, because I grew up in Chester, and obviously the music scene in Chester isn't the best, so I used to go to Manchester, Liverpool to see all the bands. And I'm pretty sure I spoke to you about this once. It was Star and Gara in Manchester, Bring Me the Horizon, Architects, and Azrael. Was that?
Oh
that
God,
was
yeah.
that was one of your shows, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was one of mine. That was 2006, April 2006, I think it was.
Yeah.
So yeah, that shows a nightmare actually, because the venue at the last minute changed it from being a 16 plus show to being 18 plus, and we had to literally take away loads of kids on the tour. And I think there must have been probably 70 or 80 kids there. And you think of that lineup now, like Architects, Azrael, and Bring Me on one show is it was bonkers. I think there's some footage on YouTube of that show, but it sounds like a wasp like in a tin can. Basically, it's so bad.
Just the camera phones back in those days.
Yeah, exactly. It sounds. Yeah, it looks like it's filmed on a potato as well. Looks awful.
I bet it's weird for you, because like booking that show and then booking them to headline Download last year must have been a weird.
Oh yeah, that was like a weird full circle moment. Like I was saying to the guys, yeah, it's. I mean, look, I remember doing their first shows in Manchester, and like they used to play on like hardcore all dayers and stuff like that, and people actively hated the bands.
Yeah,
There was so much abuse. But I remember at the time, like Ollie's mum and dad was dropping them off at shows because none of them could drive. I think it was like Curtis, their old guitar player, that could drive at the time. So yeah, I mean, like those early shows were absolutely mental even back then. For them, like the crowd reactions were nuts. I remember having them with like Black Dahlia Murder opening up a show in like early 2005 or something, 2006. And yeah, just seeing their growth over the years has been insane. Like just to see and just seeing what they've achieved now and what they've become is unreal. But it's not something that's happened overnight. They've really put the work in for it and grafted.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like, especially when you're considering how hard they've had to work, and you saying then the fact that like even back then they were the band on the bill that was getting shit from everyone else and getting hated on. That was almost like their motivation the entire way. Like everywhere they've gone, they've had pushback.
Yeah, absolutely. But like just seeing now like what they've become. Like those, I saw them like back in January at the O2. Yeah. And those shows were unreal. Like it was the production, the size and level of production was nuts. But yeah, it's incredible band. And then yeah, them headlining Download last year was one of the best moments I've ever seen at Download. It was
we were saying that.
Yeah, I've gone on record and saying it's the greatest Download headline set, or the greatest Download set period I've ever seen. There's never been a Download show that for me has ticked every single one of the boxes in the highest regard, like production, set list, features, crowds, energy, like everything seemed to fall into place with Bring Me the Horizon that night.
Absolutely. I mean, like the crazy thing is, like, I think they only had like 48 hours to like kind of build that set and put it all together, because they were doing some other shows in Europe, and then they came in and did like I think 48 hours of production rehearsals, and I don't think until that morning they knew everything was going to work. Like on the show, like I mean they had so much stuff going on, it was crazy. I remember just seeing their crew afterwards, and they were just like flat out exhausted, about to pass out basically.
Yeah.
Is it true that they wanted like a certain height of flames to come out the top of the stage, but because it's by an airport, they had to reduce,
we were restricted by I mean you got planes coming into land over Download, and if you see massive flames going off, you wouldn't know what the fuck's going on down there.
That's hilarious. You had to be okay, can we just tone the flames down just a little bit? Like
I think some of the pyro they hadn't been used outside of the Middle East. Like
wow.
That ring of flame, I've never seen anything like that before.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
The way it around the frame of the stage, it looked absolutely insane.
Yeah, I've never seen a band use that before, where it literally just turns it into the gates of hell.
Absolutely, yeah. It was unreal, and I mean that was spectacular watching that. But yeah, just all the visuals as well, like the whole narrative. It's like with the AI stuff, trying to destroy Earth and stuff like that was
evil.
Yeah, evil. Yeah,
genius. And I mean, like, what's the process like for booking in, especially like a new band like Bring Me the Horizon, first time headliners? Like, when did the conversation first start that Bring Me were going to headline Download Festival last year?
I mean, we had conversations previously, like about them doing it like a couple of years ago, but we felt like 23 was the time for him, like especially after off the back of Post-Human, and then the massive arena tour they had at the end of sorry, just after the pandemic when everything reopened again. Like that was huge, and it felt like a no-brainer. Like doing Reading and Leeds in 22 with that headline show was unreal, and then Download like felt like the next step for him. And like, look, we need to bring new bands through as headliners of Download, and Bring Me seemed like the obvious next step for them was to come through and headline. And yeah, we've been talking about it for, I think we were talking about it from like 21. Yeah, 21 we decided that we'd look at them headlining.
That's insane. So yeah, like it's not a short process.
A good 2 years almost. So yeah.
Jeez. That's amazing, considering as well, like, as you said, all the things that have to fall into place, like schedules, like releases.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, so like a lot of headline acts, you're usually looking at 18 months, 2 years plan. Like that's what they usually plan ahead. Like for us, like sometimes things change. Like and like sometimes we end up at headliners like just only a year in advance. But yeah, for the most part, it's a year, at least a year in advance. We're booking headliners these days. So yeah.
Hell yeah. And I mean, like, it's leads us very nicely into what has been a very popular debate on the internet regarding Download Festival, new headliners, and giving different bands the opportunity to top the bill. And, you know, this year, 2 brand new headliners out of 3, Queens of the Stone Age and Fall Out Boy, both on very different ends of the musical spectrum as well. Fall Out Boy, very seminal from the emo side of things. Queens of the Stone Age, your more sort of like raw rock band. And in terms of those 2 new headliners, where did the conversation go on that, like in terms of selecting the bands and the genres that you wanted to target?
Like I mean, it just fell into place naturally, actually. Like we'd approached a lot of headliners. Like I'll be honest with you, this year wasn't the easiest one to book. I think we were up to like nearly 20 headliners that we approached. But then stuff started falling into place. Like Fall Out Boy, it took a minute for that to get confirmed, and then yeah, Queens as well. Like but again, we were stoked. Again, like I said, 2 new headliners. We need to keep bringing through like these new headliners for us. And yeah, we're looking at a couple of new possible headliners for 25, 26. So yeah.
Hell yeah. Is one of them Nickelback?
I mean, I would have Nickelback play Download in an instant. I love them. So it's a guilty pleasure.
So, bro,
no, not even a guilty pleasure.
I love Nickelback.
I'd
say the first arena show I ever went to was 2002 MEN Nickelback, off the back of their album, which has How You Remind Me on.
Yeah.
What a show.
Yeah. Silver Side Up. Yeah.
Yeah. That was, yeah. And I have no shame.
Oh,
I love Nickelback.
I forget how many bangers Nickelback actually have.
Everyone knows at least 5 or 6 Nickelback songs. Everyone.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And Chad Kroeger is an absolute legend, one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet.
Yeah. And they are amazing live. They're so tight live.
Well, yeah, beyond tight live. Absolutely. And yeah, they always put on a good show. I don't think I've ever seen a bad show by him. So yeah.
Oh, I've never seen a show by him. So this first arena tour, this arena tour is going to be my first time seeing him. But yeah, literally for like the last 5 or 6 years, my campaign has been Saturday night Download Festival, Nickelback headlining, like just beer flying everywhere, like people losing their minds. Like that band were designed to close out Download on a Saturday night.
I mean, yeah, I would love it. I would love it. I do love Nickelback, so yeah, and the rest of the team do as well. So yeah,
okay.
Like, and they actually promotes their touring here, so yeah, and that tour like blew out instantly. Like it sold out literally instantly.
Yeah, and like hopefully that just goes to show that one day.
I feel like it's people are sort of coming around. Like there's been a whole Creed resurgence recently.
Yeah, I mean, look, yeah, I keep. Especially around like the Super Bowl, everybody was
that was insane.
Yeah, the Creed Super Bowl when was that? Was that 1999 or 2000, whatever it was?
Oh yeah, the halftime show.
Yeah, the halftime show with like the dancers on the ropes and stuff.
Yeah, that was a big moment. So yeah, I saw loads of people, like there were people selling merch of that like Super Bowl halftime show recently.
Stamp on the back.
And then like they're doing the Creed like Summer '99 tour, like the Creed Cruise.
Yeah. I really wanted to go to that, but then I was like, imagine the sort of people that are on that cruise. Just American, I know, the most sort of over the top Americans you could imagine on that cruise.
It'd be an interesting crowd for sure.
Well, speaking of interesting crowds, like the Download Festival crowd, one thing that I have noticed over the last couple of years, like I think it's through the decision to like book more younger bands has increased in terms of like the younger rock fan coming through. And I think it's a lot to do with, you know, as you said, bands like Bad Omens who are going to be headlining the second stage on the Friday. You got bands like Electric Callboy. Like, when did the attention start directing a little bit more at the younger demographic of the rock scene in terms of the booking strategies?
I think the way we looked at it is, if Download is to sustain and continue, we need to look at younger acts, and then bring through, like, I mean, a younger audience. We don't really want to turn into a Monster Rock, which kind of didn't move with the times. But we want to keep bringing through these new acts, which will in turn hopefully bring through the newer audience. I mean, like last year, I saw it's crazy now to see the generations of people attending Download. There's people who used to attend Download 20 years ago, and now they're bringing their kids to Download, which is incredible to see. I'm hopefully going to bring my kid to Download this year. So.
Oh, let's go.
So yeah, I'm super excited about that. But yeah, look, it's again, we actually talked about trying to do like a little crash for like people who bring their kids to Download.
Wasn't there a sort of mini moshes thing? Because I think one of my friends had to do like videos for it last year.
I think there was some there was some like a mini Marshall thing that they had. I think it was in the campsite.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's definitely something we might look at in the future, like try and do like a Download crash maybe.
Just leave your kids there.
Yeah, like daycare.
Leave your kids where you go up and enjoy and party.
Should have like a little stage there. Little kids.
Oh, little mini kid stage. That's genius.
I mean, yeah. I mean, there's loads of bands out there like Slay Doggy and stuff like that. Who like I don't know if you guys have heard of them.
No.
They do like, it's like a metal band, but they do kids tunes and stuff like that. So
that's amazing.
There's one of those sort of bands out there. And there's that I can't remember the name of them, but there's like German dinosaur metal band that's for kids. Let me actually find out.
German dinosaur metal band for kids.
German dinosaur band. I'm actually going to have to do it now.
This is the sort of thing you're showing your kid.
Get into it nice and early.
Actually, no, they might be Swedish. Actually, no, not Swedish. Sorry, no, Finnish. Hevesasaurus.
Scandinavian black metal.
What were they called? Something Saurus.
Yeah, Heavysaurus. Sorry,
Heavysaurus.
Yeah, it's it's a German. Sorry, not German. Finnish metal bands that dress up as dinosaurs and play for kids. I highly recommend them.
That is amazing. Well, catch them one year at Download Festival, headlining the kids stage.
Headlining the crash.
Yeah.
The Download crash.
They sing about like drinking milk and doing homework, basically. they're dressed as dinosaurs as well on stage.
That's incredible. I mean, yeah, it's of a similar vein of why bands like Punk Rock Factory have seen, you know, like so much success, just like, you know, covering like kids songs and like Disney tunes.
Frozen and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, which obviously helps get the younger generation of fans in there as well.
Yeah, I mean, like we had them last year at Download, and they had a full set of Power Rangers on stage.
Yeah, we spoke to them. Yeah,
yeah, we had PJ on.
I think I spoke to one of the guys that was in the Power Ranger suit as well.
That's
Just randomly.
No, they had an insane show at Download. It was absolutely rammed when they played. So yeah.
Yeah, oh no, they've been crushing it as well. And like that last UK tour, they did pretty much sold out across the board.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like shout out to the boys from Wales just jumping on stage and doing some hilarious covers of stuff.
Yeah, crushing it.
Well, speaking of bands that are crushing it, a band that you've been working very closely, especially recently, is Sleep Token.
Yeah, I mean, I've been promoting them since day one. So yeah, it's absolutely insane to see a band like explode like that, especially in the rock and metal world. I mean, you don't see that sort of trajectory at all. Like it's an anomaly, complete anomaly.
So that was the thing, is like selling out Wembley in 10 minutes is
great,
but selling out the O2
in what, half an hour?
It went quick. It was so quick, the O2, and then we had to add a second one. Yeah. That was bonkers. I mean, like the whole tour was going to sell out. Like Manchester sold out, Birmingham sold out, Cardiff sold out, and we've got a second O2, and then we've got a lead show as well that we had to add. minutes. So yeah, it was crazy. I mean, like the previous tour was like literally a tenth of the size. Now,
Academies.
Yeah, we were talking about that when they played here just before. Well, it's probably like a year ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, start of 2023, they played O2 Academy main room in Birmingham.
Just like what,
Yeah, yeah.
2,000, 3,000?
3,000, yeah.
yeah, and that was January 23. Yeah, and now you come to what is it? Yeah, January 24, and they've sold out Birmingham Arena.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's utterly insane, and it's not just the UK either. It's international.
Oh,
Like
it's everywhere. Yeah, all the US shows sold out. Yeah, and then the next set of shows I imagine everywhere will sell out. Yeah, so it's insane. Like bring it back to Bring Me. Like it took Bring Me 10 years. Yeah, 10 years to get to arenas to do Wembley, and Sleep Token did it in 5.
Yeah.
So it's very. And architects say it took them like 14 years to get into arenas, and then like I said, 5 years for Sleep Token.
The thing is, with Sleep Token, I feel like it just needed something to happen to spark people's interest, because they've got such a strong back catalogue that I think it just needed that one thing to get people to be like, oh, I like this band. What else have they got? And then once they figure out they've got already like 3 strong albums, their numbers just exploded like pretty much overnight.
Oh yeah, I mean, look, it was those first 4 singles that they dropped from
Take Me Back to Eden.
Yeah, Take Me Back to Eden in January last year. Like the internet just exploded.
Yeah, the internet wasn't even ready for the summoning. Like the summoning hit, and then all of a sudden, like TikTok, everywhere you looked, it was just people twerking to that last minute and a half.
Yeah, it literally like I saw some horrific hashtags for it, like sexy metalcore and stuff like that. I was like,
yeah, there's been some weird redubbings of metal genres going on.
It's a weird thing when bands get that popular. It's like they sort of get this whole sort of fandom around them, and a lot of it is like weird sexualization, and they wear masks and like
I think it's just because of the whole anonymity of token people, like imagining what they all look like under their robes or masks or whatever.
Anna, well, speaking of which, like, what was the atmosphere like the day of that Wembley show? Because I can imagine like being backstage that day with everything that was going on with Vessel was just stressful all across the board for everyone involved.
I mean, I had no idea like there was any issues with him at all. Like, I mean, no one spoke to him, or like from my side anyway, and we didn't know that there was any issues with him. And then I was kind of surprised to see like what happened. But I thank God, obviously, he got his voice back, and he managed to sing the rest of the set. And I got to be honest with you, that set was incredible. That was a real roller coaster of emotions.
Yeah, I can imagine. Like that's one show where I'm like, man, I wish I'd have been in the room that night.
And I've never seen like a band do almost karaoke with the audience and have literally the whole audience sing every song. As crazy as the thing was, it was so special. Like just seeing the whole audience sing the summoning like live like that.
Yeah, I can imagine. Like, but that just goes to show again with their songwriting structure, how like their songs are so hook heavy, whereby like the audience can just lead, and like it goes to show like how much like he sings for the entirety, where you don't actually realize that there's so many moments in their set where he could just dish the microphone out and let the crowd go with it. But when you see Sleep Token live, he does everything, like everything live.
Yeah, I mean, the Vessel's vocals are unreal, absolutely unreal. I think his songwriting, everything is a genius.
Yeah, and they toured extensively last year, so it's like it's no surprise that at some point his voice is going to feel the effects of it.
Yeah, like they pretty much lived on the road last year. Loads of American dates. Like I saw him at Blue Ridge Festival, where like they had a bigger crowd than Slipknot did that weekend. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, it said like they're playing the exact same venues as Slipknot on this next tour, which is crazy. Same venues that Bring Me played as well. So.
Well, it's pretty much that Bring Me tour, just without Ireland on, I think. Like it's nigh on identical to that last one Bring Me just did.
Yeah. But I think we're not doing like Liverpool or Sheffield that they didn't Bring Me tour. So yeah.
Yeah, which is mad for a band this new.
Oh yeah, like I said, it's unreal. But like, I can't wait to see what comes next for those guys.
They've got to be one that where like the download headliner conversation is now like starting to creep in.
I mean, yeah, the amount of like fans who've hit us up asking them to be headliners for next year or beyond. Yeah, people, people are excited to see him do Download.
Let's go. Yeah, because I mean, like, if that's what Bring Me did with that headliner budget, like, I'm stoked to see what they've got up their sleeve.
Oh yeah, I mean, like, I hope it happens soon, but yeah, if and when they do it, I'm sure it'll be a spectacle.
Hell yeah. And one thing that I did want to ask you was, what's some of the challenges that the average fan attending Download Festival doesn't realize when you are putting together a lineup? Because people's favorite thing to do as soon as a festival lineup gets announced is jump into the comment section, and like, more often than not, the negative ones will have the loudest voices, whereas the positive ones will just go send it to their mates in the group chat, say we're booking it again, and then they'll move on in that way. So like, what's some of the things that people aren't aware of that like are your day-to-day challenges in piecing together a festival jigsaw?
I mean, that's the best way to put it. It's like the world's worst jigsaw puzzle. I mean, for the most part, like we start off with a wish list of bands that we like our ideal festival lineup, and then like things change, like bands' touring schedules change. They're in recording an album or whatever, so like, or they're not available in general. There's also budget constraints as well. Like we've only got so much to play with financially to book the festival. We haven't got an unlimited amount of money. So there's a lot of things that come into factor when it booking like a lineup like Download, but it can be stressful and exhausting sometimes. But like when you see it all play out at the weekend, when it actually happens, all the hard work's like worth it, basically.
That's amazing. Because
how was it last year? Because obviously last year was an extra day. Was that just extra stress?
Last year was exhausting. It was like an endurance test. I mean, look, 3 days, I'm usually dead on my feet by Sunday night. I physically couldn't move on Sunday night. I think I did like probably 120,000 steps across the weekend or more, probably. I felt like my feet were going to drop off on Sunday night.
Jeez, that's like a marathon.
Yeah, literally, it was like running a marathon. Yeah, I mean, like, thankfully we've got buggies, but to get from some stages, but sometimes it's quicker just to run across the site. But yeah, it's exhausting. And we try and see as many bands as possible as well.
So I mean, out of curiosity, what's your average day like at a Download festival? Like, what are some of the roles that you have to do across the course of the day? Is it just the fact that people are just like constantly ringing you with like, "Hey, can you help?"
You're putting out fires, basically. Yeah. Look, we're like Andy, myself, Jenny, and Danica. So we've booked certain bands on the festival, so we're usually the point person to speak to. Like if there's any issues with like a headliner or like a band on the fourth stage, I'll get a call and say, "Oh, we need this sorted." So I'll be usually the point person that someone will speak to about it. But it's usually we try and enjoy it, the bands, and try and go and see our friends or see the bands playing the festival. But yeah, sometimes we're running around like headless chickens trying to sort out issues.
Damn, and especially in the heat that you were blessed and probably in your side of the fence cursed with last year.
This year the heat was brutal. I mean, normally I wish for like some, like when we have the brown loads, the drown loads, you're always hoping for like some sunshine. But this year was intense. I mean, I remember seeing people on Friday like lobster red because it was so hot on the Thursday.
Yeah.
Well, we were doing some press, and I could not stand in that press tent for too long. It
was
like a sauna.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to the media teams that were covering it that had to spend all day in there because we couldn't. Like, we went in for like a couple of minutes and we were like, time out.
Yeah, I mean, a shout out to everybody, like all production teams, security, everybody working in that heat. It was brutal. It was not.
It's so not used to it. Like tropical Download is not something that I thought I'd experience. We've had some nice weather in the past, but I can't remember one that hot before.
Yeah.
No. I remember. I think last time I experienced that was hot was like 2006 and 2009 were like brutally hot. 2009 especially, I remember, was like sweltering.
That's it.
But yeah, that was like the last really hot one, and I think what was like the last really bad ones, I think, were 2016 and 2019 were like brown loads.
Yeah.
2016, that was when Metallica did the Black Album in full, wasn't it?
No, that was 2013.
2013.
2016, I remember.
2012, sorry, it was Black Album Full, sorry.
2012, because that I remember that year raining so bad in particular that I was trying to go to the toilet next to the main stage and my boot got stuck in the ground in the mud. So I took a step and like my shoe was just left behind me and I was like, how do I fix this problem?
I remember watching Black Sabbath in 2016, and I've never experienced rain like that at a festival. I remember it was so bad. I had to leave partway through to empty the water out of my pockets.
What?
My jacket pockets just started filling up with water.
So I think it was Baby Metal on the main stage, and it started like just pissing it down, and so everyone sort of went under like the Dogtooth stage. So the tent was just packed out of just people trying to hide from the rain.
Yeah, that Baby Metal set, it was like Deftones and Baby Metal. Like I felt so bad because like. Barely everybody, like the audience had just like kind of depleted. It was only the hardcore fans that wanted to stick out that rain.
Damn.
Well, let's fingers crossed it's a tropical one this year.
Yeah.
Not Drown Load. Brown Load. I've never heard Brown Load before. I like it.
Yeah.
The Brown Load, like, I suppose it's the mud, but
Although saying that, what year? I think it was 2019 where it did.
2019 was Brown Load.
Yeah, and like I was walking through the campsite and there was people legitimately mud wrestling. Like there was like a swamp of mud and you had dudes just like locking in the figure four leg lock, doing swanton bombs on each.
I feel like there's something about mud and festivals where people just, because it's sort of outside the constraints of real life, so people just do stuff that they probably wouldn't do.
Yeah,
I remember
fully primal.
Yeah,
I remember filming for Scuzz in the village one year. I think it was when you were presenting, and we saw some sights there.
Yeah,
just like, and a lot of it was just like, I imagine in their real life they've probably got a normal job, normal like desk job, and then we're like
Lord of the Flies out there.
Yeah, and for one weekend a year they just lose their shit.
Yeah, it's like there's no society here. I can be me.
Yeah.
I've been there, I've done it. I've paid my dues camping at Download.
I was going to ask you, what have been some of your favorite years as Download Festival? Maybe not from both a work, but also from a personal perspective as well.
See, probably 2003 was very memorable because I didn't even have a ticket for the festival.
Is that the first ever Download?
Yeah, where Metallica did the secret set in the tent. So I had tickets I won a competition to see him play. Like they played Riverside Studios on the Saturday of Download, which was like a small secret show in front of 150 people. And I remember meeting Lars there at the outside the studios, and he was like, "Oh, I heard you guys might be playing Download tomorrow. Is that true?" And he kind of winked at me, said, "Maybe see you there." So me and my friend just got a bloody stagecoach up to Derby the Sunday of Download. One of our friends was working press. He managed to sneak us in, and we got there just as they were just opening strains of Blackening by Metallica, and we're like, "Holy shit!" Like, like everybody was losing their minds because no one knew it was happening. There was rumors going around. This is like pre social media, so like I remember like the minute they kind of saw the Metallica's like cabs on Lars' drum kit on stage, people just lost their fucking minds. But I remember walking away and walking back down to the main stage from the tent after they played, and people didn't even know they played. Like people were going, "What? Well, you're not Metallica, not here." Like people like swear blind. We just saw Metallica play the tent,
and you've not got a phone to show them any photos.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to.
Yeah. It's a weird, different time, wasn't it? No phones.
Yeah, it was pre Facebook or pre-Twitter or whatever. So yeah,
we had to believe people's word.
Yeah. But yeah, that show was insane, and trying to think, 2006, that was amazing. That was one of my favorite years as well. Actually, got the poster here. 2000.
Oh, let's go!
Is that Tool, Metallica?
Yeah, Metallica, Tool, and GNR.
Jeez, what a year!
And then Metallica did they played Master of Puppets in full that year as well, which was insane because it was the anniversary.
Nice. What was the year that Lars couldn't play, and they got like Joey Jodson? Was it Dave Lombardo?
2004, yeah. That was epic. Again, you're never going to see that. Like to have like Dave Lombardo, Joey playing for Metallica. That was insane.
Yeah. Like, there's so many moments like that that are etched in musical history for Download Festival. Like, one that always comes up in conversation is the AC/DC year with them bringing their own stage. Like, were you at that one?
Yeah, I was there. I've been to every single Download. Yeah,
Every single one.
Download.
Damn. That's a streak greater than the Undertaker's WrestleMania undefeated streak.
I love Download, so I have to. Yeah, I have to pinch myself every time I got a book Download. It blows my mind. It's a dream job for me. So yeah.
How many is it in
but,
your? Sorry, how
but
many?
yeah, the AC/DC year was unreal as well. Like, I mean, yeah, who else would be able to like say we need our own stage or else we ain't playing, basically?
Right. So is that the case? Because I heard, like, this is like an urban rumor that's like circulated around music, that basically I heard that AC/DC didn't realize that it was a festival they were booked for. So then they were like, okay, we're only going to do it if we can bring our own stage. So they just thought it was like Donington Park they were doing.
Yeah, I think Andy had to jump through a lot of hoops to make that work. But yeah, their own stage was definitely one of the stipulations from playing.
That's insane.
Yeah, I mean, look, you look at the size of their stage show. It's what they needed to have their own stage.
Yeah, they're not going to want like some local band from the UK opening up on the same stage where they got a massive train coming out later on in the night.
Yeah, exactly. You got a massive train and a blow up Rosie as well. Like, so.
That's unbelievable.
They're doing 2 nights at Wembley Stadium, aren't they?
Yeah, Wembley Stadium.
This year, next year?
Sold out as well. Like 2 nights sold out. Wembley.
Yeah, which that's with including standing as well. It's about 100,000 tickets, isn't it? Wembley Stadium for a gig.
I'm not 100% sure on the official capacity, but yeah, it's a lot of tickets.
Yeah,
it's up there.
That's ridiculous. 100. Well, yeah, that many people in the same week in London.
Yeah.
All there for AC/DC.
Yeah, genuinely. Like, I can imagine though, they're like, with that band, they're probably close to the end. So like a lot of people, when they see AC/DC tickets go on sale, they're like, I'm not taking the risk, I'm going.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are like, yeah, this might be our last chance to see him live. So yeah, I mean, I can't wait for those shows as well. I'm going to definitely try and do both of those.
Damn, that would be amazing. Yeah, I've never seen AC/DC live, so like I'm definitely hoping to try and score that this summer, because yeah, I mean, in terms of like lineage as well, like you look at like the amount of bands that started playing guitar-based music because of a band like AC/DC who are still going this long into their career. Like, it does go to show that, like, yeah, if your favorite band play their cards right and they stay healthy enough, like, you could be seeing these guys well into their 60s.
I mean, yeah, you look at Maiden as well. Like Nico's what, 71 or something, and he's still like playing a 2-hour set with Maiden on drums every night. It's insane. And Bruce is nearly 70 as well.
Bruce has got his own side project as well.
Yeah,
solo thing.
Exactly. Yeah, doing the Bruce Dickinson soul stuff as well. Like, I mean, the guy never seems to rest.
No, and he's looking quite jarked at the moment, like wearing tank tops in his promo photos and stuff. It's like, go on, Bruce, you've been lifting some weights.
I've got a funny story about Bruce. He made me miss a university exam once.
What?
Yeah. So this is like back when I was in university in 2005. They did this Flight 666 thing where they went to, as a fan, I was a member of the fan club, and you could apply to be on the flight to go to Iceland with them at the time. And I had an exam. It was like one of my final exams booked. It was the day after the flight. Sorry, the flight landed in the morning of my exam, but I'd organized everything where I'd be able to make the exam in time, as long as like the flight was on time back from Iceland. So flew out to Iceland, hung out with Nico and Bruce. Like we went to the Blue Lagoon, and I think Nico came there as well. Nico was like the dolly person on the flight, like the stewardess, just giving out free gifts and like Iron Maiden slippers.
Oh my God.
And then yeah, Bruce after the flight, after the show, ended up I think, I don't know if he was tired or what, but ended up flying 2 hours late back to London, and I missed my connecting flight from London to Manchester by half an hour, and I ended up arriving at my exam hall an hour after the exam finished. I started, sorry, and they wouldn't let me in. So I had to lie to my tutor at the time and said I stayed up all night revising, and they let me resit the exam without any penalties.
Oh my days. Like,
It's kind of, Oh yeah, I missed. Sorry, I'm late. I was with Iron Maiden.
I couldn't,
in
yeah,
Iceland.
I couldn't like tell them, oh, I was just in Iceland with Iron Maiden, and Bruce flew me back.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I couldn't, like, yeah, I couldn't.
How did you do on the exam though?
I never told my parents that story either. They don't even know that happened.
That's amazing. How did you do on the exam though? Did you pass?
I actually passed. So,
Hey,
yeah.
let's go.
So I got away with it. So I didn't tell my parents, otherwise they'd kill me. But yeah,
That's
I told
incredible.
Bruce about that a couple of years ago, and he was like, "You're doing all right for yourself now. It's fine."
That's amazing. I mean, that was going to be my last question for you before we said goodbye, which was, what are some of the coolest stories you've experienced during your time in the music industry? But I mean, that's got to be near the top of the list, like Private Flights with Bruce Dickinson.
Yeah, Bruce making me miss an exam for university. Yeah, yeah, and my university never found out either, thankfully.
That's amazing. I mean, do any others come to mind, like in terms of things where like you've had those like pinch yourself kind of moments, like this is something that young me could never have envisaged doing?
I mean, I'm trying just booking download in general. That's again, like you said, it's a pinch me thing all the time. Like I was like, holy shit, I booked download festival like with the rest of the team. It still blows my mind that I get to do that. And like I said, I've been to every download. I'm like a super fan of the festival, so I always want to do right by it and do right by the fans that go there as well, like and that come every year. So yeah, it still blows my mind, and it's a dream job basically.
Hell yeah. Well, I mean, on behalf of fans going to Download Festival, yeah, like there's been very few downloads that I've missed since I started going, and I just need to tell you and the team at Download Festival, you're doing a phenomenal job every single year with the lineup and with the festival. Like, it is such a staple on the rock calendar every single year for so many people that it's like, cool, that's Download Weekend. I'm not anywhere else other than in the fields in Donington. So on behalf of fans everywhere, allow me to just say thank you so much for your hard work on the festival, because it really truly is appreciated.
I got to give a shout out to Jenny, Danica, and Sean, and obviously Andy. Like we wouldn't be able to do like the festival without them. So yeah.
Hell yeah, an absolute dream team for Download Festival.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Amazing. Well, Cam, we could easily sit here and talk to you for another hour, my friend, but we will let you go. Thank you ever so much for taking the time out of your day, your very busy day, to come and chat shit with us on the show. We really do appreciate it, man.
No worries, guys. Thanks for having me.
Hell yeah, my friends. Show a lot of love and appreciation for Cam Hack from Live Nation and Download Festival.
Thanks, guys.
Take care, man. Thank you. Oh, hell yeah.
There he goes. What a bloody guy.
What a conversation. Stories as well. So many stories.
That's the thing. Just like, I feel like I haven't done anything with my life. Well, yeah. I bet he's got way more stories as well.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like I felt like you could see the cogs turning when I put him on the spot there, being like, is there any other cool ones? Because I can imagine it's like going through just a Rolodex of memories where it's like, that's pretty cool, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And it's just nice to hear all the what goes into booking a festival like that.
Yeah, and hopefully you enjoyed tuning along.
I was going to say, I forgot, like, it's crazy that it is such a small team as well.
Yeah, when you think about it.
The scale of, what is it, 80, 100,000? I don't know, 90,000 capacity?
I think it's 100.
Imagine, like...
It's over 100 for sure.
All the talent for that many people is booked by a handful of people.
Yeah. It's mad. It's absolutely mad. So thank you ever so much for tuning into hour one of today's show, my friends. We will be back in hour two with a little bit of 21 Pilots related news, and we'll react to an Enter Shikari live stream that happened Monday night. What to say? Monday night in Brussels? Yeah, Monday. Let's go Monday. Right. See you in a bit. Yes, my friends, and welcome back to the Jon Mahon Show. My in-ears have fell out. 1 second. There we go. Welcome back to the Jon Mahon Show, powered as always by Forever Loud.
Welcome back.
Baby! And if you missed us in hour one, we were joined by Cam Hack from Live Nation and Download Festival, talking all about this year's lineup. And if you missed that chat, you'll be able to listen to it again on the podcast or check it out again on YouTube.
Or if you're watching on YouTube right now, I feel like you can just rewind, can't you?
Can you rewind
on a live stream? I think you can.
Oh.
Just go back.
Well, you can do that as well. But we alluded to this in the first part of today's show. There is some news. There's not a lot of news at the moment, but there is some news. And the news that we've got right now is 21 pilots are in the process of teasing us. They're tickling us. They're going, hey, something's coming.
So, apparently, let me get it up.
So we've got letters.
So apparently 1,500 people received letters from the band with a load of cryptic shit.
Yeah.
I'll try and read this out, but it's very small. That's what she said.
It's safer in your hands, bro, because I am so dyslexic.
Wait, can we make it bigger? Can you zoom in and enhance? Apparently not. I just got smaller in it. Usually if I do like the two fingers, I can pull in. But... All right. You have recently assessed internal documents
Pertaining
to case
number.
Loads of numbers. Delinquent Clancy versus the sacred Clancy versus the sacred municipality. Municipality.
I'm so glad I'm not reading this.
That's a hard word to say.
Yeah.
The sacred municipality, is that how you say it? Of Dima. In this ongoing investigation, we are urging anyone with knowledge of the whereabouts of the accused to come forward with the relevant information about the case. It is required that all inhabitants of Dima do their duty in bringing all the enemies of vialism and its teachings to swift justice.
Confirm that Taylor Swift is going to be on the new album.
From the honourable bishops of the sacred municipality of Dima. Oh, I can't say that word. So,
Taylor Swift's on the new album. That's what I'm taking away from that.
Swift Justice.
Yeah.
That would be a great Taylor Swift album name.
Swift Justice.
Swift Justice. All earthly honour unto the glorious gone.
Oh, that's a lyric.
And then, so this is that page, and then I think each letter had some handwritten stuff on. So they must have written this 1,500 times.
1 second.
So this is handwritten. Did you find? And then it's got a URL.
So, Glorious Gone is a lyric from Leave the City, the last song on Trench. It's burning. It's solo. It's concerning because they know when it goes out, it's a glorious gone.
Wow. What does that even mean?
That's becoming a catchphrase of yours on this show. What does that even mean?
So yeah.
So we've got letters.
We've got letters. There is a URL on that one page that someone's handwritten.
Have they found that URL within the coding?
How did you find? But who's written this? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's fan written.
Yes.
That's fan handwriting.
But why would it say, how did you find? Because this is a different letter. This document is designated as evidence under the perusal and investigation by the Sacred Municipality of Dima and Dima Organization. This document is intended for internal use only. It's not to be
disclosed
outside authorized personnel without prior approval from the authorized bishop of its designated district or the presiding legal authority. The integrity of this document must be maintained at all times to ensure its admissibility throughout the investigation. But then someone wouldn't have just come up with this. I feel like that's handwritten.
Yeah.
Purposely on the letter.
Imagine if that's Tyler's handwriting. That would be pretty cool.
I mean, fair dues if he's written that 1,500 times.
Yeah.
And then the final one says... So these look like lyrics to me.
Yeah.
Well, it says signed Clancy. Who's Clancy?
I think
Is that
Clancy's Tyler.
Is that Tyler?
Tyler's Clancy.
I'm not as scared as I used to be. Their mystery begins to fade as
a method to defeat them becomes more
clear.
I no longer feel powerless. I can outsmart them. This new power of my psychokinesis.
Yeah, well done.
Thank you. Worked. And I believe it can work again. I stand here looking down at the line where the water nests the sand or meets the sand. A starting line. So the starting line are going to feature
all the white, let's say.
Yeah.
All the while.
All the while, knowing there is a finish line across the strait.
Yeah.
Their compass lies, but mine remains true. I've left embers of inspiration. I only hope whatever spark was left has grown to a torch, and together we create an inferno. Oh, I hope they're bars. Because
and then
21 Pilots have got a song called The Torture Car of Death.
So this is Dima. This is the city. So what was the lyric? East is up.
East is up.
So you go out this way. Get out of Dima.
Or is east is up that way?
But anyway, don't really understand it. But it's cool.
It's very cool. So we've got a letter, and then there's colours as well.
So where is it? So there's a billboard.
Yeah.
In somewhere, probably America.
I don't think it's America. There was something saying that yeah.
Oh, randomly across the world and not just in cities with red and yellow flags. This picture was taken in Toronto. So that is definitely a 21 Pilots logo, right?
Yep.
Yep.
And as well on Spotify, if you open up Spotify down the bottom.
Let's go.
So if we go on to...
Oh, we've got screenshots of it. Although you can just look at it on here.
And then go on to the albums.
Yeah. So, wait, how do I do this? Change this to...
Bang. Look at us being a professional show.
So they've updated their album, all their album artwork. So Vessel, Trench, and Blurry Face have all got these new red stripes on them.
And as well, in fact, if you go on to Show All, that's the playlist. Show All, they've done it for Skeld and Icy as well.
Yeah.
So the red tape goes across the eyes. So
that was a bit bad one. Yeah. So what's that one mean on Blurry Face?
So that must mean that top left thing on Blurry Face is an eye.
Yeah. So all the eyes have been crossed out.
So it's Tyler and Josh's grandparents on Vessel.
Yeah.
The red tape's going across their eyes. It's going across the vulture on Trench.
And the whatever.
And the dragon.
Yeah.
Trash the Dragon, it's called.
Trash
the Dragon.
Well. So. I feel like that. I mean, I was just reading it out before. I wasn't really paying attention
to it.
But
so,
I feel like that has something to do with the letters.
Yeah.
There must have been stuff in the letters that is something to do with that.
Yeah.
If anyone knows.
21 Pilots fans, we are calling on you for education right now. Like, I would consider myself a member of the clique, but I do not know the law as much as I should do. Like, in terms of Dima, the Bishops, Clancy, Trash the Dragon, how Ned fits into it all. Like
Ned.
Oh, bro, who's Ned? Wait till I show you who Ned is. What was the music video on the last album that Ned was in? So Ned debuted in Chlorine.
Oh, the little guy. The little guy, yeah. That's Ned.
Oh, wait, no, I'm on the wrong one. Oh, God, what have I done? Help me, Ollie. Help me. You're my only hope.
Yeah, Ned's the little fella, isn't it?
Ned is a little fella.
Definitely get demonetized.
Oh, yeah, 100%. So, that's Ned.
I reckon he's part of the law.
Oh, 100%. Because, so Ned debuts in Chlorine on this. And in fact, actually, one of the best parts of the music video, like this is one of my favorite songs by 21 Pilots for this bridge alone. That I'm so sorry I forgot you, let me catch you up to speed. I've been tested like the ends of a weathered flag by the sea. So they basically fill this whole pool with chlorine, and it's not until the pool's filled with chlorine where Ned jumps into it.
Ned can breathe.
So Ned
Chlorine.
survives off. It's a lot of chlorine. This is such a tune, bro. This live. There was a moment at Reading Festival where they played this live, and I was crying my eyes out, and we were stood next to each other. Reading 2019.
I remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember you crying.
I was bawling. So that's when Ned debuted, but
21 Pilots.
spot the dyslexic. So if we go on to their YouTube channel.
Ned's Cozy Fireplace.
Oh yeah, that they released like a 10-hour lo-fi mix for their
Yeah.
songs. Where is the outside? So then they get to a cave,
There he is.
but he's got horns. He had his horns clipped in the Chlorine music video.
He's all horny now.
He is. And again, torches. It took me the longest to get on board with.
Yeah.
Once I gave it a lot of repetition, then I found the nuance in
There's
it,
a
but it
few-
didn't jump out immediately.
Yeah, there's a few tracks that I listen to quite a lot.
So this is meant to mean something as well. Tyler and Josh holding up those,
And there's loads of people in the distance.
yeah, loads of people in the distance the people in the distance, I want to say are in Dima. So yeah, because like,
They're in Dima. I
they're-
thought Dima was the bishop.
yeah,
Bros.
yeah, which is where I think these guys are trapped. They're trapped in
Okay.
Dima.
Oh,
So
so
I think,
Dima's the place.
and I think Tyler and Josh got out of Dima.
Yeah.
Because I think there's a music video where they actually like, I want to say it's Nico and the Niners where they get out or they escape, and they're wearing the trench
Yeah,
colours,
yeah.
like the yellow tape and the. Oh, is that Dima in the background? Yeah, that's Dima in the background.
Because actually, if you go back up the top to one of those tabs where the map is, next one I think. Yeah, click on that map. So, I feel like they must be up north.
Up north. So east is up. So does that mean Tyler washes up on this bit here, Dima's over here, so they're stuck in the middle somewhere there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at us trying to make sense of stuff that we don't understand. This show does have real journalism from time to time.
Yeah. Oh, it's cool.
Yeah.
Like I said, I love it, but I don't know enough about it.
What
I feel like there is some YouTube videos where people explain
I was going to say,
everything.
Yeah, I feel like
I might watch one of those later.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like me and you need to sit down. We need to find a couple of YouTube videos, send each other them, and then come back for a pop quiz.
Yeah. So who's the main bishop guy? Has he got a name?
I don't know.
Dave.
Dave. Which one is it? I think it's that one for what we need next. Yeah, I don't like, again, I've sporadically jumped in and out of this at so many different points that I feel like,
But it's not like watching a TV show or a movie.
no.
It's like you're getting drip fed little tiny bits of lore every few months.
Yeah, genuinely.
Over the course of many years.
Yeah, and it constantly changes as well, with people like making assumptions at one point in time and then something new comes out and then it disproves something, but then it proves something else, right? So I think, yeah, safest bet is me and you need to sit down, find a couple of YouTube videos and go, right, let's do some fucking homework.
Maybe before the next drop.
Yeah.
Or I imagine new music's coming soon then.
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't just do all this stuff.
Yeah.
If they're not releasing anything.
Yeah. So
new album, I reckon.
Yeah, new album.
Probably gonna have a red and yellow theme.
Yep. Big fan of that. Big fan of that. Especially like consider again, like if we're talking production as well, 21 Pilots using the confetti during the Trench era tour where they literally had the buckets above the crowd that would do like they were dishing out the yellow confetti.
I like that they use a different colour scheme for each album.
Yeah, I think that's genius as well. And speaking of production, a band that are very, very good at production did a live stream on Monday from
AB in Belgium.
Brussels. So me and Ollie
Is that
are
where Sprouts are from?
I assume so.
Is that where they came from?
Yeah.
Brussels.
Straight from Brussels. So before this show started, me and Ollie were genuinely looking at flights to Munich because that seems to be the only opportunity, bar the island dates, for us to see Enter Shikari on this run.
Yeah. And if not, this live stream's going to have to do.
Yeah.
This is the full show, isn't it?
This is the full show. And do you know
Maybe
how...
if I do go, it's going to be a bit of a spoiler.
That's true, actually. Although I've seen the set list, so I know, like...
Joe, I could go to Dublin.
I like the island ones are a bit further away. They're like start of March.
Do you know it's like the 21st of February?
Yeah. It's further away than next week.
10 days.
This, to start a show, though, is fucking genius from the boys. And we spoke to Rao about this.
There was a house.
Yeah.
There was a house in a field on the side of a cliff. And the waves crashing below were just said to be a myth. So they ignored the warnings from the ships in the docks. Now the house on the cliff is the wreckage on the rocks. Nothing can fix this building's flawed foundation. The scaffolding and stilts were the laws and legislation. This house was doomed. But they didn't care, because they'd invested in a system that was beyond repair. When I was little, I dressed up as an astronaut and explored outer space. I dressed up as a superhero and ran about the place. I dressed up as a fireman and rescued those in need. I dressed up as a doctor and cured every disease. It was crystal clear to me back then that the only problems that I could face would be the same problems that affect us all.
The volume of that crowd as well.
Existence was sucked out of me in an instant. As though from birth I could walk, but I was forced to crawl. So this is such an exciting time to be alive. Our generation's gotta fight to survive. It's in your hands now. Our future.
Mate. Oh. That intro makes me want to fight God.
That production's amazing.
Just unbelievable, innit? Yeah, because on the opening episode of the Jon Mahon Show, we spoke to Rao about that being the encore introduction for the residency show.
I love that they did the visuals with it as well.
Yeah.
So it makes it so much more dramatic.
Yeah, with that house lighting up in the background. Especially considering they've got a brand new album out, Kiss for the Whole World. This is a Kiss for the Whole World headline tour. For them to have opened up the show with a moment from a flash flood of colour.
I feel like that spoken word bit is very much like a statement.
Yeah.
And it's like representative of the times.
Yeah.
And how shit everything is.
Yeah.
And how, So I feel like they're just doing that. It's like putting your flag in the ground.
Yeah. And going, hey, this is where we're going
Stand
moving
up.
forward.
Yeah. Stand up for what you believe in.
Yeah, which is Shikari down to a T. They've got a song for every fucking occasion. Oh!
Stand a precedent. Harder than ever. Straight out the gates.
Mate. Mate. It's what a breakdown sounds like when you're raving.
Yeah. I'm going to have a look at flights when I get home.
Yeah, genuinely. Like, there are so many different moments in this set.
Well, I didn't speak. I saw Lee, their manager, posted on X, Twitter. He's been working with the band for 12 years now. And he said their Wembley show was probably the best he's ever seen Shikari.
Yeah. Yeah.
And shout out, did you hear what they did for tickets? Every £1 from every ticket sold for Wembley went to the Music Venue Trust.
Yep.
And then Wembley, to their credit, matched it.
Did they?
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
So yeah, they not only put on an amazing show, they're actually helping fund
Grassroots venues.
Grassroots venues.
It's one of the reasons why they're the fucking greatest band of all time. Like, one of the greatest bands of all time. Like,
Also, you forget that they're probably as big as they've ever been.
yeah.
And they're 20 years into their career.
Yeah. Because, I felt like there was a bit of a rough patch around about the time, the Spark dropped. Where,
Even though I love that album.
Yeah, same, man. But, it didn't...
I think it was just they took a sort of different direction musically. But yeah, I know what you mean. But they were still, I'm pretty sure I still saw them at Ali Pally.
Yeah, they were still doing massive shows. That's the thing. But
Yeah.
in terms of their reception and where they sat, they when they were getting booked for festivals, it wasn't big massive slots. It was still kind of middle of the day kind of territory. And then all of a sudden, pandemic hits, and on the other side of the pandemic, Shikari's fan base have been so rabid. And
What's the album before the last one?
Nothing is true and everything is possible. The one with the Great Unknown on it.
Oh yeah,
And
Dreamers
Hotel.
Yeah. So I feel like that one, but that was probably because it was around COVID times.
Yeah.
So I feel like they didn't really get to tour that, did they?
Yeah. Whereas I feel like for whatever reason, the pandemic made people appreciate Shikari more. And on the other side, they're, as you said, they're the biggest they've ever been. UK #1 album on a Kiss for the whole world. But then you look at production like this, and it's this has always been the standard that this band held themselves to. They've never wavered. There's that infamous quote about the first time they ever played Brixton show, where it was apparently they got told you can either have this lighting package or these lasers. And they went, well, what happens if we have both? And then they got told, well, you're not going to make any money on the show. And they were like, cool, we want both.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that Raz's a trumpeter.
Trumpeter. Also, shout out AB Belgium for doing a fucking quality live stream.
Yeah. It's a gorgeous venue, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I like the sort of, it's industrial.
With the red standing
warehouse.
bits on the side.
Are we watching this whole stream?
Not the whole stream, but this is the one bit that I wanted to show you and react to, because this is the bit that's had everyone losing their fucking mind who's been to this gig. Genius.
Now I'm lying, wide awake. A mastermind to jailbreak.
such a simple production tool, pointing a light upwards to create a prison cell. But yet, how many bands have got songs about, you know, being trapped in their mind or being prisoners to their thoughts and not use this effect?
Yeah.
So, where's the switch? Oh yeah, here we go.
Oh, amazing.
Including your own beliefs, and especially your own beliefs about yourself. Inside of you, there's a revolution waiting to happen if you think for
Genius.
yourself one and just
Fucking genius.
I wonder if that's programmed or they someone actually doing it.
It's got to be time coded.
It's probably time coded, but apparently someone told me. Do you know when we saw Bullet?
Yes.
I don't know if it's true or not, but their light show was insane.
Yeah.
And someone said that it's actually the guy's actually doing it.
I could buy that with a band like Bullet, who've
But it
probably
was
got the
so
same engineer
fast
for years.
But it was like every light change between like
Yeah.
sections was so fast and so on point. I was like, that's got to be time coded and
yeah,
programmed.
I'd have been surprised that wasn't
apparently-
time coded.
Yeah, it was some guy. Apparently, the guy who does Meshuggah, he's the drummer's brother, and he actually does it live. So, like, do you know when they have like crazy kick patterns? He's there on the things going like what? Just like
The man with the fastest fingers in
Yeah.
the world.
yeah. There's a video of him doing it in like pre-pro or something. When they yeah.
That's hilarious.
But anyway, I digress.
So let's look at the chat off the back of that, because you've sparked up, pun intended. Craig says the sets have been so iconic, but have you seen how Slay roused garlic patches? I have. He's been talking about it quite a lot online. Hassie says going to see Shikari next Wednesday for the very first time. I honestly can't wait. Is that Munich or is that Berlin Wednesday?
I was looking before. I think it might be Munich.
But I thought Berlin was Wednesday. No, Berlin's Tuesday, Munich's Wednesday. Yeah, Munich's Wednesday. Yeah, so Hassie, me and Ollie are currently debating whether we jump on a flight next week to Germany to come and see this show. So if we do, we'll let you know. Elliot says, hey boys, happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, bro. So a video on Instagram of someone doing the lights on Shikari manually. Might not be for all, but pretty sure some of it.
Yeah,
is
there's probably someone manning it, and then some of it will be
time coded.
But then maybe like him turning off the light.
Well, it's like, do you remember at Slam Dunk where he went into the water?
Yeah.
That's 100% got to be done to a click in his track.
Yeah.
Like he'll have a click in his ear saying hand in 3, 2, 1, hand
Yeah.
goes in, like, and then drop yourself in 3, 2, 1.
Yeah. You know, a funny thing. I was on did a music video for Defects. And on that tour, they obviously had the clicks, they're in ears, and they have obviously before each song it's like a 1, 2, 3, whatever, to go into each song. And our friend Max, who was their TM, re-recorded or recorded over, not over, but like added little bits to it, and they didn't know until like the first.
For fuck's sake!
So he just added loads of little funny bits.
And if you know Max Such in the slightest, you'll know exactly what he'll have probably been saying in someone's head.
Yeah, I probably can't say it on this.
Yeah, just like there's very few things that are as distracting whilst you're trying to do your job than a Max Such, than a wild Max Such. Hassie says, awesome, the Munich venue is insane. So it's Munich Hassie's going to. Yeah, like me and Ollie are basically fencing whether it's Berlin or Munich that we try and go and see Shikari in next week. But either way, we're both very, very tempted.
Yeah. Just expensive, isn't it?
Yeah, but you only live once.
I could do it to Dublin.
Yeah, or you could
Easier.
go to Ireland. Ireland is significant.
I've never been to Ireland.
I haven't either, but I've not been to Germany either.
You haven't lived.
Yeah.
I've driven through Germany.
You've toured Europe there, haven't you?
Fucking takes so long. The autobahn is good because you can go whatever speed you want. It's the autobahn basically goes all the way through Germany. It's like a few different roads.
Okay.
But yeah, driving from one end of Germany to the other, like over a day driving.
Jeez.
I think we did like 1 10-hour day of just travel and then stayed over somewhere. Then had another few hours.
The things these bands do to come and play shows for you, my friend. Like, there's a lot that happens in between them finishing their last gig and then turning up to your venue.
Weirdly, like when American bands come over to Europe.
Oh yeah, they're like this is a breeze.
Because you can drive 12 hours and still be in Texas.
Yeah.
It's like it's nothing to them.
Yeah.
When they have to go from like Manchester to
Glasgow,
like 5 hours. It's
yeah.
easy.
Yeah, compared to what 10, 15, 20-hour drives in the States.
Yeah. Be brutal.
Yeah. Well, we'll keep you posted on whether we end up in Germany next week or not.
Yeah. And you got anything good coming up this week? You got a few things, haven't you?
Yeah. So I'm off to an event in London tomorrow, and then Friday I'm introducing Pendulum on stage at the Brit Awards War Child Week gigs.
Do you know what you're going to say?
Yeah, I've got a script.
Well, you've been given a script.
I've been given a script. Yeah.
Kind of free.
Yeah. There's not much room for freestyling there, which I'm kind of glad about because, like, in that kind of situation where it's like to do with something like this, I'd prefer to be told what to say.
Do like a swing, 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 tick tock. There's the pendulum.
Nice, I see what you did there.
How does the band about?
I'm just going to recite the. Do you remember the old school intro for Blood Sugar, where it's like, "We are gathered here tonight for the sonical recreation of the end of the universe."
Yeah,
and it's like something drum and bass. This isn't drum and bass, and then it like builds up and it's like, "Fuck it, I lied. It's drum and bass. What you gonna do?" I can't find that version of Blood Sugar anywhere. Like I'm genuinely convinced that's some weird mandala effects that like they're trying to pull on us that like it never actually
I
existed.
don't even know what you're talking about.
Do you know? One sec, I'm gonna see if I can find it on YouTube.
Well, you just said you can't find it anywhere.
Well, no, to buy.
Out to buy.
Yeah. Is it this one?
Ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah.
we understand that you have come tonight to bear witness to the sound of drum and bass. We regret to announce that this is not the case, as instead we come tonight to bring you the sonic recreation of the end of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, prepare to hold your color.
Like genuinely, this is like my teens.
That sound.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I had an electric drum kit with that exact sound. It's like one of the stock sounds.
And then the voice comes back in a second. Oh, maybe it doesn't.
That'd be sick.
Yeah, I could
I
have.
wonder how are they just gonna start playing as soon as you finish your intro?
I guess.
I wonder if you get in ears for it. Maybe.
Oh, that'd be cool. Get me on the remix.
Yeah,
That'd be hilarious.
that's cool. I haven't got anything going on this week.
Yeah, and then I'm seeing Bowling for Soup on Saturday as well. Last night a tour with Lester and Jake.
Bowling on behalf of Soup.
Yeah, for Soup or on behalf of Soup.
Probably on behalf.
To gain or to?
I feel like
represent?
they're controlled by Big Soup.
Big Super.
Yeah, Big Super controlling Jarrett and the co.
Yeah.
Well, what else? we got anything else?
I think that's everything. And I genuinely don't think there's anything else.
Oh yeah, the Louder Than Life lineup got announced.
Oh, yeah, we can talk about that.
I did see it before. It's good. They always have such a stacked lineup. Like we went last year.
Yeah.
I don't think this year, for me personally, is as good as last year.
Yeah.
But yeah, there we go.
Here we go. Oh, for fuck's why?
Yeah, that
Full lineup. Just give me the fucking poster. Why? Why do festivals do this? Oh, it's my least favorite thing in the fucking world. Come on, just
Let's go on images. Poster in capitals.
yeah. You fucks. Oh God. All right.
There we go.
Thank you, Alt Press. Thank you, Alt Press.
It was a bit awkward just then on the Loud and Life official page. I guess maybe Slipknot don't have updated promo pictures, but it still had Jay on it.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a no-no. So we're looking.
I wonder who's going to be playing drums.
They've not announced that yet, have they? But you
I
know,
reckon it's going to be Eli Casagrande from Sepultura because they're breaking up this year.
inside scoop.
Well, I've just put two and two together. Sepultura breaking up. They've got one of the best drummers in the world.
I'll take it.
Slipknot need a new drummer.
Because I thought that him getting kicked out of Slipknot came out of nowhere, but then I've been seeing on Instagram he had to have surgery on his legs, didn't he?
I don't think they're related.
Okay.
He basically knew he had to have surgery, and he scheduled it for when Slipknot weren't on tour. So it wasn't to do with that.
Weird. So weird. But yeah, this is a very American lineup. Very, very American lineup. Headliners, Slipknot, Slayer, Crew, and Korn. Yeah, in comparison to last year's headliners, Tool, Green Day, Foos, Avenged. I don't put Slayer and Korn quite on those same levels.
It's a very old school metal day. That Friday.
Yeah. And main supports as well, like Offspring, Falling in Reverse. Breaking Benjamin are so much bigger in the States than they are over here.
Massive, aren't they?
Yeah. Then just a level down.
Oh, yes. You know what I've seen? Sunday night, Below Priest.
Oh, Stained.
Best band in the world.
Stained.
That day, Architects is fair dues, but Taproot, Drowning Pool, Saliva, is that Poppy?
Poppy.
But Taproot, Drowning Pool, Saliva, and Stained is basically my MP3 player from 2000.
Ollie's LimeWire downloads.
Yeah. It's before the iPod.
It's dripping in new metal. Like
Chevelle.
Yeah. Chevelle, Head PE. Disturbed.
Pod.
POD. Literally the only one that's fucking missing is Creed and Biscuit.
But like every time
Drowning Pool.
Every time I've been to America, I always get like Ubers. And a lot of times the Uber driver's listening to some radio and they'll just be playing like Three Doors Down or something. Or like just some old school like 2000s rock and metal. Yeah.
And it's everywhere on this lineup. Like the older
Lorna Shore in a stage.
That's sick to see. Body Count are going to be there. 3-6 Mafia turn up. That's mad. Sponge. Health. That's a big slot for Health.
Yeah.
They supported
Although I feel like they'll be on the small stage.
Yeah, they supported Sleep Token at Wembley, didn't they?
Yeah.
Health. Yeah. Sum 41, Tom Morello, Mastodon. Grandson. That's a good set for Grandson. Power Man 5000.
Yeah.
This is what it's like when worlds collide.
It is a proper... This is like a lineup from 2003.
And although what's hilarious is like spotting like the odd ones out on stages, like Set It Off on that stage, like the poppiest of pop punk.
But I feel like they've been put on like
lots of heavy stages.
Slam Dunk, they're on the same stage as Ghost Inside and I Prevail, yeah.
Just looking for a home at the moment, Set It Off. Yeah. Smaller stage. Jerris Johnson, who did that version of Last Resort by Papa Roach, like the remastered version. Yeah. Silly Goose, what a band name.
Il Nino.
Yeah.
Il Nino with the band that I feel like they, other than Korn, were the first new metal band to do full like Adidas tracksuits.
Well, they?
Yeah.
Do you reckon they're going to come out during Fat Lip? Strolling through the party like my name is El Nino.
Maybe.
That would be hilarious. Yeah, it's an interesting lineup. Very interesting lineup.
Oxymorons.
Yeah, main stage action for Oxymorons. Love to see that. Spirit Box as well. That's big. Big Point North fan. Blackstone Cherry are weirdly low down on a lot of festival bills this year.
They're not as big in America as they are over here.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. The Warning. I haven't heard them in fucking ages.
I can't remember any Warning songs.
Unless I'm thinking of a different band. I thought that was What's That Coming Over the Hill?
Bob Villain being that high up.
Yeah. On the same stage as Orgy. Oh, Sloth Rust is one of the worst band names of all time.
Sloth Rust.
Yeah. It annoys me how bad that band name is. It genuinely bothers me.
Worse than Stained.
It's on a level. It's on a par.
I can't believe Trapped are playing. Trapped have had the biggest villain arc I've seen over the past few years. Basically, their Twitter page has basically been the singer of Trapped just battling with loads of other bands and just showing his super like right wing, and he's got loads of shitty opinions.
Yeah,
and he's just he keeps on going on like Trapped are the biggest band in the world. It's like you had one big song, and you're acting like
what was the big song?
Headstrong.
Okay, I don't even know that one.
Headstrong to take you on.
No,
it was on so much wrestling shit. You would have heard it.
Fair.
Yeah, but he's just made so many new enemies. I feel like he's just made them more relevant because people have just hated him.
I suppose like if you reach that stage where you're like, we're a one-hit wonder, and like we're never going to get bigger than this one hit. So if I just go out there and I just be a heel, like a polarizing, easy to hate.
But then it's like, I guess there's going to be a lot of people that hate you.
Yeah.
But then there's probably going to be people that like you.
Yeah.
For your shitty opinions.
Yeah.
Especially on the internet.
He says what no one else says. He's not afraid to speak his mind. Maybe he should be.
He should be trapped.
Yay, there he is.
Internet jail.
In a car wash.
Anyway, I think that's
everything. Yeah.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap. I don't know what day we're going to be back next week. It's like my list of like guests that I'm waiting for an answer on is quite big at the moment. It just depends on people's availability. So
just waiting for Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Pick up that phone.
Yeah. Once her and Travis Kelce are back off their honeymoon, then I can imagine.
Yeah.
I'll get Taylor.
Honeymoon?
No, yeah. I was trying to stir up some Swiftie drama. Yeah. Because that's what gets clicks these days. Just Taylor Swift. Just talk about Taylor Swift. Right then, my friends. All that's left for us to say. My name's Jon Mahon. Peace and love. Stay alive.
And I'm Ollie Rout. Go. Let me get the intro up. Fudge yourselves.